Once upon a time, in the land of Bethlehem, there lived a woman named Naomi. She had traveled with her husband and 2 sons to the land of Moab during a famine. But tragedy struck, and Naomi's husband and both of her sons died, leaving her with her 2 daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah. Broken-hearted and longing for home, Naomi decided to return to Bethlehem. She urged Ruth and Orpah to remain in Moab and rebuild their lives. Orpah tearfully said goodbye, but Ruth refused to leave Naomi. With unwavering loyalty, she declared, "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." Moved by Ruth's devotion, Naomi accepted her company, and together they journeyed to Bethlehem. When they arrived, the town was abuzz with curiosity about Naomi's return. She was filled with sorrow and said, "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter." But Ruth remained hopeful and determined to provide for them both. It was the time of the barley harvest, and Ruth decided to glean in the fields, gathering leftover grain to sustain them. By chance, she found herself in the field of a kind and noble man named Boaz, who was a relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz noticed Ruth's diligence and inquired about her. When he learned of her loyalty to Naomi, he was deeply impressed. Boaz approached Ruth and said, "Stay in my field and glean. I have instructed my workers not to harm you. When you are thirsty, drink from the water jars they have filled." Ruth was overwhelmed by his kindness and asked, "Why have I found such favor in your eyes, since I am a foreigner?" Boaz replied, "I have heard of all you have done for Naomi, leaving your home and family to care for her. May the Lord reward you richly for your kindness." Day after day, Ruth gleaned in Boaz's field, and he continued to ensure her safety and provide for her. Naomi began to notice Boaz's favor toward Ruth and devised a plan. She told Ruth, "Boaz is our family redeemer. Tonight, he will be winnowing barley on the threshing floor. Wash and anoint yourself, put on your best clothes and go to him. When he lies down, uncover his feet and lie there. He will tell you what to do." Though it was a bold and humble act, Ruth trusted Naomi's wisdom and followed her instructions. Late that night, Ruth approached Boaz as he slept. Startled, Boaz awoke to find Ruth at his feet. She said, "I am Ruth, your servant. Spread your cloak over me, for you are a family redeemer." Boaz was moved by her courage and integrity. He praised Ruth, saying, "You have shown even greater kindness now than before, for you have not pursued younger men, rich or poor. Do not fear. I will do all that you ask, for everyone knows you are a virtuous woman. However, there is another Redeemer closer in line. If he redeems you, good. But if not, I will redeem you." The next day, Boaz went to the town gate to settle the matter. He gathered 10 elders as witnesses and spoke with the closer relative. Boaz explained that Naomi was selling a piece of land that belonged to her late husband. The man agreed to buy it but hesitated when Boaz mentioned Ruth, saying, "If you redeem the land, you must also marry Ruth to carry on the family name." Unwilling to complicate his inheritance, the man declined, allowing Boaz to redeem both the land and Ruth. With joy and gratitude, Boaz married Ruth, and the Lord blessed their union. Ruth bore a son named Obed, who became the grandfather of King David and an ancestor of Jesus Christ. Through their faith, loyalty, and kindness, Ruth and Boaz's story became a timeless example of God's provision and redemption, reminding us that even in the hardest times, His plans are perfect.